Folks, look, I have the ball. I'm going to show you real quick how to do these baubles. I'm not a pro, but welcome to All Things Chadwick, by the way. I have on my ring and my nice little expensive golds and silvers and my Apple Watch, and boom, my thimble. Folks, you will need a thimble or something with a nice sturdy edge to it. You can use the tip of your scissors. You can use the corner of a piece of plastic or the top off of a water bottle, but you will definitely need something because you may think, just like I did, that what's the big deal just pushing a pin down into a piece of styrofoam? But after you do it 300 or 400 times, your fingers will hurt, so you will need a thimble or something. Anyway, so I have a 2.8 inch styrofoam ball, which you can get at most places like Walmart or Joann's or Michael's or Hobby Lobby. 2.8 inches, 3 inches fine if you find 3 inch. And all I've done is eyeball. Now you can do it with a it's all hid. I've decided also not to work at the table because on the table, this thing gets top heavy and it rolls everywhere. So I've decided to work on a big pillow. So I have scissors, a tape measure, straight pins, and material. I'm gonna show you two different things, but if you want to like kind of mark out a line with a ruler or your tape measure so you can go from side to side and then take your pencil and mark along that, and then do another fourth, and then you'll go back and find the middle between the fourths. Those will be very helpful unless you have a really good eye for eyeballing things. Now you can also buy these jelly rolls that are cut in 2.5 inch long strips. I'm going to show you two different ways to do this. One way, let me find the end of this long strip. One way is to cut you 16, you'll need about 16, 2.5 inch strips. Now they're already 2.5 inches. Let me find the beginning of this. So it's already 2.5 inches this way. So you will want to cut 2.5 inches this way. And 2.5 is right there. So that, and you do not have to be precise with these. And you can just measure the second one from it, just like this. Again, it doesn't have to be precise. And I'm not going to cut 16 because I'm actually going to do the entire ball tonight a different way, but I want to show you the way I did the first one. So let me show you the first one real quick. It started with this and this and this material, and I made this. So I started with the red material, and then I went in with the white with the little candy canes and tops and Christmas baubles and balls, and back in with the red, and then I ended with some glass pins and some pearlized pins, and just put a piece of silver, not rickrack, it's just a silver ribbon on the top. So let me show you how I started that one. It's super simple. Take you a pin and take you a piece of your material, and if you are not good with eyeballing things, you can fold this in half, fold it in half again, and finger press that corner for like 3 or 4 seconds really tight. And then when you unfold it, you can see the center. And you just put that pin in the center on the wrong side, not on the right side, on the wrong side. Then you take your ball and you find the middle of the ball. Doesn't matter if you start on this side or this side. Find the middle of the ball, and you're going to start that pin right in the very center of the ball, and you're going to put it all the way in, and you want that square to line up with your first line going down. So you just want it to be square to the top of the ball. Use your thimble when you know it's in the right place and push it all the way in. Then you're going to fold it halfway down so that it's straight with that line going across. And you are going to meet this line on the side, just like that. And you're going to take a pin and go all the way down to the corner and pin it and push it all the way in. Ouch. And there you go. And then fold this side in, keeping everything taut, and following that line again. Take you a pin and pin it. Push it in and then take that thimble. Now here in the middle, you are on a sphere. So they will cross over each other. So you just hold that taut and take a pin and go through both layers. Just like that. Whoops, sorry, I get out of frame a little bit. Just like that. It's really super simple. Now you take your next one. Now if you're good at eyeballing, you don't have to do that folding and stuff. You can just stick this pin right there in what looks like the middle to you. All the way in, again, on the wrong side. Find what you think might be pretty too. Right there I don't see Frosty and I want to see Frosty. So I'm gonna do it, wait a second, he'll be folded. So once he's folded, I'll see more of him if I do it that way. So I'm gonna go in like this. And now you go straight across. So I'm going over to this side. So now he's on top and I'm going right back in the middle again. Push it all the way in the middle. Thimble it down so that it's nice and tight. Fold him down pretty tight. And then, just like we did before, find that straight line. Get you a pin and pin him. All the way in. Again over here, find that line, pin him. Some Christmas music I love, some Christmas music, I love all Christmas music. Some of it's a little more emotional and sentimental and others are happy. And I like both at times. Then remember that middle will overlap a little bit, so you just overlap that and fold it and pin both. Whoopsie daisy. Push it in. I'm just gonna leave that in there and I'm gonna pretend like this is a brand new ball, okay? I'm gonna pretend like this is a brand new ball and let me show you what I'm gonna do tonight that's a little bit different. So I have purchased some 1.5 inch grosgrain ribbon in different colors. And I've purchased 1 inch, half inch in gold as well for just a border along there. But now the way I cut this is I hold it like this and I fold it halfway down, and as long as you can see some of the bottom under it, that's plenty long. So I just cut it off and I cut lots that size. I cut 16, and I probably won't cut 16 of the gold because I'm only going to use it as like a border. So salutations everyone. By the way, did I say welcome to All Things Chadwick? I haven't done a video in 1 week and I'm not sorry, but I've missed doing it. But I've been busy. Thanksgiving's coming up. I've been doing cooking. I've been getting ready for a show at the theater. And I did have my second injection today. So I have been dealing with some experiences that have been uncomfortable, but I'm fine and I'm good. So let's get back to this. So I'm pretending that this is a brand new ball. This is going to be different than the first time around. You're going to go to the middle. Now, if you're not good at eyeballing, fold this grosgrain ribbon in half and finger pinch that for a few seconds, real taut, I started to say, but tight. And there you see the middle. So put it right near the edge, right up near the edge of that ribbon and then go to the middle of your ball and boom, straight in. And straight in line with that line. We're going to push it all the way in tight. You can see that it's kind of has a little divot. It's pushed in really nice. And then I want to look here at this black line. Now the black line I drew with the pen, you don't want it to show like this because then you're going to see styrofoam ball later. You want it to be just there in line with that. Pull it kind of tight, taut. I'm saying those words a lot. And then make sure your pen goes through both the top and bottom layer and push it all the way in. Come to the other side, find that line, but you still want to cover it just slightly. Be sure you're on the line. Pull it taut, taut, find your pen, hold it taut, and pin through both layers. Now you don't want to go all the way down here to the corner because that's only one layer. Your second layer is, a few millimeters, a couple millimeters up. So pin right there. Push it all the way in. Now you notice you have a little opening. That will be beautiful. But once you pull these together down here, they will kind of meet again. But the fact that that's open there because you've pulled it so taut is going to be beautiful. So see if you can make these two little corners meet, and I can. Just make sure that you can make those two little corners meet. If you can't, you can loosen one of those other pins and pin right through, if I can get just one of these, pin right through both of those pieces of material. Just like that. Now, it doesn't matter if that's not completely covered up because it will get covered up with another piece of material in a few minutes down here. So we're going to go straight across to this side and we're going to do the same thing. Okay, now I've done all four of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to take red. And I am going to use measuring tape for just a minute. I'm going to use this part of the measuring tape because this white part's weird to me. So I'm going to go down a 1/2 inch. No, I'm going to go down 1 inch. And I'm going to start on one of the little crevices where the two pieces are joined, not where the solid piece is, but where the two pieces are joined. I'm going to go down 1 inch. So let me get my red prepared first. Right near the middle. Not exactly in the middle, but good enough. And let's see. Boom. And push all the way in. And do the same thing. I'm going to fold. And you want this to line up down here with this line, okay? So you're pulling that taut. And this time you're pinning the middle first. And if you want to leave a little opening there like you did before, but it will naturally open by itself just a little bit in a few minutes. Just pull it taut and be sure and pin them both together. Now this time you can leave these. You don't have to pin these sides because you're going to pin them together in a few minutes. You're going to go all the way across. It helps to keep everything in line. Let me get my little ribbon ready. First, find the middle. Boom. And I think it helps to measure of this part because it can get a little tricky. There's actually it's 1 inch, but I'm just using that part of the little, goes straight in. Press it all the way. And remember, you're going to line up with this line down here. So just pull it kind of taut and it will cross over that line by the time you get down there. And pull this one taut. And let him cross over just a tiny bit too, just a tiny bit. And press. So you've finished 2. Now we're going to go here. Okay, now you notice I have put one at every crease now, so I've ended up with this pretty star pattern. Okay, now what you can do now to save pins is the only reason I did this is pull those taut down there everywhere you've intersected and just put one pin in line with these other pins. Make sure that you've creased those underneath and on top nice and taut. See, take this one underneath, make sure it's tight. Pull that one and then put your pin in line with these other 2 pins. Now if you want to pin every single one, that's fine too. It just saves a pin, and believe you me, the ball does get a little weighty. I think someone says for this size you use like 175 or 200 pins. I mean, don't quote me, but it's somewhere around that. Okay, so I've pinned all of those down. I could take this gold and do some of the gold and make a tiny little trim at each one of those. Make it tiny. And then put the cream, let me see if I can fold this and hold it. And then put the cream back over that if I want to. I'm trying to decide what I think will be prettier. Or I could even do the red, if I can pick up one. Or I could even just do the little gold accent and do the, ooh, that's pretty. Do the red back over that again. And then I'll be at my place where I'll finish it off and go do the other side. So let's see, what am I gonna do? Okay, Rosa is also working on one. Now this is the one Rosa's working on tonight. Let me show you the one she did the other night. She did this one the first night we did, which was just a practice night for both of us, and it turned out beautifully. So I think I'm gonna go with some gold and then back to red. So let's do it. Okay, 16 pieces later, we have our gold. So let's get started with gold. Now remember, I just want a little thin piece of red showing. And I'm gonna have certainly a thin piece of gold showing too. So again, we're just gonna pin this what looks like in the middle, right up near the edge of the gold. I'm gonna go right here. And push it all the way in. And then turn those down the same way, sticking with that same line that I already had down there. Now if you look and you see like, oop, that looks weird, then just line it up so it looks straight again. And pin them in the middle. And now this ribbon is kind of thick, so I'm not going to worry about pinning these until I'm finished, and the next piece will kind of go over that. So okay, so we have our creamy gold, our red, and our gold. Now I have to decide, am I going to come back in with red after I've done that gold for my last? Or am I going to do, let's see if I can do this. See if I can do this with one hand. I'm good with one hand. So let's see if I want to do, no, I don't think gold shows up as well. So I am going to start with the red again. So, same routine, boys and girls. We're going to put it right in the middle. And we're going to go about the same distance down that we did here. Little more, little less than ½ inch, but more than ¼ inch. About right there. Ouch, thumb's starting to hurt. Dang. I haven't said dang since the 6th grade. Felt so funny. So we're gonna go down to that and this and pin way down here where they overlap. If I can turn this over. And that's getting near the middle of the ball. I don't want to go too far past the middle though. Or I don't want to go past the middle at all. And I'm gonna go ahead and pin over this. And make sure you're like kind of on the middle of the ball. If you have to look up under there to find where you are, that's fine. It's going to be some sort of cover up that's going to go all around here anyway, because that's the middle of our ball. So don't worry about that right now. Don't worry about it now. Don't worry about it later. Don't worry about it beforehand. Don't worry about it. Just be hippie. So I like to still go over here and try to keep this big long line going straight right down through there, all the way to here. You're going through lots of material now, folks. So get those fingers ready, because it gets tough. Pins are getting hard to grab. Pins getting hard to push and pins getting hard to grab. Hey. Okay, folks, I have done, clear my throat. I need another drink. I've not been up to take a break or anything since I started this. So it's been about 45 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. And remember, all these pins and all these little places you see where there are openings, they will be eventually covered up by ribbons, because see, only a little bit of that is going to show. The middle of this will be covered up like this. So don't worry about all those other little pieces. Now, take your scissors. Now you see where your pins are. Take your scissors and just cut off some of this extraneous material all the way around. Try not to pull your pins out, of course. You don't want to have to push your material through all that double again. So I'm going to take these off by just prying them up with the scissors. Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pins. Okay, I have taken that material off where I gave you the little fake start with the material. So we have our one finished side. We're going to start on the second finished side the very same way with the cream in the middle. So a pin, line the middle of your grosgrain ribbon. right in the middle of the ball. And look over here and see where those were. So they were here. And we still see our line under there. See, right there's our little line. So we're going to find that line. Not in the middle. What's wrong with you, Chadwick? What's wrong with you? What wrong you? Okay. What wrong you? All the way down there into the fuzzy. Where'd my thimble go? There he is. And then over here on this line, remember you can cover it up a little bit. And then go all the way down here toward the middle of the ball to pin. Got my thimble. And then you can bring these back together if possible. And find where they can cross over. Yeah. A crossover. I had a friend recently said on one of my episodes of All Things Chadwick, he said, I'm glad I'm not the only person that randomly goes and speaks in different accents from all over the world. So I just do that. I don't know why. I don't know why, and sometimes I really dig into that southern accent too. I'm going to put that pen right in there. Push it all the way in there. Just like Loretta Lynn. Go right back to the middle. The center. The center, which is also somebody that sins a lot, is a sinner. I understand. If you believe in that. Go right in the center. And then we'll find that line again and kind of go all the way out to that line. And all the way down here somewhere to the middle. Okay. I am going to start my next layer of red, gold, red. I'm going to do that now and then I'll be back. Okay, folks. So here's side 1. And here's side 2. And I've already done most of the trimming through the middle, so you can see all those trimmed ends and pins, and some of this we may have to pull off later. Cut me a piece of gold that I know will wrap around the entire ball, and with a little left over. So I am going to take, I'm going to pour out my pins right here so I can get to them easily. So I'm going to start right here in this little section. Now again, if you have to take your scissors and trim some of this off, or pick some of it off, I might have to get some smaller scissors. But anyway, we're going to fold this over just slightly. Just slightly. Sorry I'm not in the middle. Hee hee. And kind of start right there where we have a little bit of that red triangle over here and a little bit of that red triangle over there. Make sure it's in the middle. And take your one pin. And this is really thick now, by the way, so you will definitely need your thimble to push that in there. And then one on this side too. There we go. Now, we're just going to wrap and try your best to cover up and stay in the middle. So again, we're going to go under. I'm going to cut some of this excess off. I'm sorry, I'm way over there again. Darn it. Okay, now I've made it all the way around the ball and I have pinned both ends right there. Now I'm going to take some decorative pins, these little glass tip pins. And I'm going to put one right where I started, right here in the middle. which hopefully it won't be quite as difficult because I don't have as many layers to go through at the beginning like I did. So one right there, and then flip it over. And I'm going to put one right there as well. Right in the middle. Now, you can go along here and put one. See this straight line that goes all the way across? I'm going to put one right there just to help secure that band. This may be difficult. You may have to find a nice, comfy little spot where it will actually go in. And it did. Now, let me set this aside for just a second and close these pins and grab another color pin. And I have decided that I want a red hanger, not a gold hanger. So where one of these red things are and where this pin's showing a little bit is the one I've decided to use. So I'm going to take him out if I can without tearing my fingernails up. That my daughter did, by the way, for, oh, let me take my thimble off. That my daughter did for Thanksgiving. La 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 la. Oh my gosh, my hands look like it's midnight. Okay, so I took that one out. Boom. I'm going to put my hanger right there. So what I'm going to do is just make a nice loop and cross it over about 1/2 inch and put it on there. And these pins, believe it or not, do go in pretty tight. So just like that. That's tight. I mean, I'd have to really yank it to pull it out. It's not going to fall out of the tree. Now, if you want to, if you feel like you have to sustain it a little bit more than that, here, lay right there for just a minute. Then, by all means, let's take 2 more. Let's put one here on the outside. I know you can't see it as well because of the lighting. Let's put one here beside of him. Let's get the thimble that hurts and push him in, and let's put one on the other side too. Come on, beautiful little glass pins. Put one on this side too. So now we have 3. Boom. Now, let me stand this up and show you what's going on. For those of you that wanted to see me in this video, here I am. Look, I have 2 little places where my glasses have been up here the whole time. Almost the entire time, and I've only been up once during this ornament. So it really will take you about an hour, maybe an hour and a half as a beginner. And I'm a beginner too. But anyway, there's Bauble number 2, front and back. And here's Bauble number 1, front and back. So 2 baubles, B-A-U-B-L-E-S, baubles. We have some friends we follow in England, and they call all of their ornaments baubles. Baubles. What's his name? Oh my gosh, I just love him so much. But anyway, I don't remember his name right now. I love him, but I don't remember him. So, it is lit. It is midnight. See that clock way over there? It is midnight. Grandfather clock will be going off any moment now. So this is Rose's Bauble number 1 from, from day 1. Let me just get my finger in here first. That's the first one she made. It's fabulous and cute. It's green and red. I wish you could see it better. Here, let me go to the light. Yeah, now you can see it better. And let me show you mine again too. Bauble number 1 in the light. Bauble number 2 in the light. And Rosa, do you have bauble number 3? Can I see it? Doesn't have to have the hanger on it yet. She's making her hanger as we... Isn't that fabulous? I love the colors. It's so pretty. Rosa, that's beautiful. It's fabulous. Okay, so there's your bauble tutorial from All Things Chadwick. It's midnight. I'm going to leave these threads and little scraps for tomorrow. I'll vacuum them up in the morning. As my mother recently told me, your eyes look tired. Your eyes look weak. Thank you, Mother. Anyway, so listen. Let's count together. 1, 2. I know it's going to go all the way to 12. We don't have to do that. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be doing dressing in the next day or so for Thanksgiving. I love you guys. I truly, truly mean it. And good day, good night, and all those things. That was number 12. Ciao.